terms, an oral historian, or the way in which I like to think of it, an oral historian is a person who essentially captures real life history from the people's perspective and capture it for future generations to listen to. In a way, it's, I don't know if some people remember this going to school, but in a way, it's like building a time capsule and finding a way to record the things, memories, events, even places that people remember, people telling their history in their own words and preserving it within an archive, an institution, transcript for people to have access to. And how I got into it is quite interesting. My first career was in urban planning, as I mentioned. And in my decade of doing that kind of work, it was interesting. There's a part of the process within urban planning, which is community engagement. And within community engagement, the urban planner or the city, whoever, they reach out to the public to ask them their thoughts and feelings and their insights and even vision for a particular project. So doing that, we get a lot of community insight and understand how do they navigate a space, their experience of what they want from their transportation or the function that they would like a place to hold and what it means to them as well. And after engaging tens of thousands of people through projects all across the United States, there were two epiphanies that I had. One, people have, of course, a lot of feelings and histories and stories that they come along with the community engagement we did. So it wasn't just about a bike path or a more frequent transit service. It was starting to get into people's real lives, like their family's history, that their mother would take this bus or they used to take this ride going to school, things like that. And then second, which I think a lot of working professionals can relate to, I recognized in doing community engagement for so long that I spent a lot of time talking to strangers who, and sometimes in some projects would become people I would stay in touch with, but I recognize I spoke with so many people doing community engagement, but I didn't have that same amount of time or space to talk to and engage my own family and ask them similar questions about places that were important in their lives or their perspectives on their lives, family, events that happened or that they lived through. And once that I had that aha moment of doing all this work talking to the public, but not a lot of that time or energy or work talking to my own family, it really started making me curious, and it made me proactive to interview my own grandmother and record her oral histories about her life